A decentralized communication architecture enables agents to interact directly with one another without relying on a central coordinator or hub. This design enhances fault tolerance, as the failure of a single agent does not compromise the entire system. It also supports scalability, allowing more agents to join or leave the network with minimal disruption. In such systems, each agent is responsible for managing its own communication, including discovering peers, initiating exchanges, and interpreting messages. This autonomy reduces single points of failure and promotes resilience in dynamic environments. However, decentralization introduces challenges. Without centralized control, coordinating tasks across agents becomes more complex. There's also a higher risk of inefficient message routing, redundant exchanges, and synchronization issues. To address these drawbacks, robust communication protocols are necessary. They must support efficient message delivery, conflict resolution, and shared understanding through consistent semantics. Despite its challenges, decentralized communication is a powerful model for building flexible, adaptive multi-agent systems, especially in open, evolving environments. In a centralized communication architecture, all agent interactions are routed through a central hub or coordinator. This structure simplifies system control, monitoring, and coordination, making it easier to implement global policies, enforce security protocols, and track communication flow. The centralized model offers several advantages. It allows for centralized security management, uniform message handling, and streamlined decision-making, often reducing communication overhead between individual agents. This can enhance performance in smaller or tightly controlled environments. However, centralization also introduces significant limitations. The hub becomes a single point of failure. If it goes down, the entire system's communication may halt. Moreover, the central hub has limited capacity, which constrains scalability and creates a risk of bottlenecks under high message load or agent activity. Despite these drawbacks, centralized architectures remain useful in scenarios requiring tight control, simplified debugging, or where agent independence is minimal. However, designers must weigh these benefits against the risks of reduced fault tolerance and constrained scalability. In a decentralized communication architecture, agents interact directly with one another, eliminating the need for a central coordinator. This structure enhances fault tolerance, as system functionality does not rely on a single point of control and supports scalability, allowing the network to grow organically as new agents join. Decentralized models are well suited for dynamic, open environments where agents may enter or exit unpredictably. They allow for greater autonomy and flexibility, enabling agents to operate independently and adapt to local conditions in real time. However, this architecture introduces notable challenges. Without a central hub, message routing becomes more complex, potentially increasing communication overhead and risking delays or redundancies. Additionally, enforcing global policies, maintaining system-wide consistency, and managing security become more difficult without centralized oversight. Understanding these trade-offs is essential when designing multi-agent systems. The choice between centralized and decentralized models should be guided by application-specific requirements such as robustness, performance, and the need for coordination. Communication models in multi-agent systems often follow either a hub-and-spoke or peer-to-peer P2P architecture, each offering distinct advantages based on system requirements. In the hub-and-spoke model, all agent interactions are funneled through a central hub. This approach is ideal for environments requiring strict coordination, centralized control, and uniform policy enforcement. It simplifies message routing and system monitoring, making it well-suited for smaller controlled networks or mission-critical applications. In contrast, the peer-to-peer model allows agents to communicate directly, forming a decentralized mesh network. This structure enhances fault tolerance, eliminates single points of failure, and scales effectively with the addition of new agents. It is especially advantageous in dynamic, large-scale environments where flexibility and resilience are key. Selecting the appropriate model depends on factors such as system size, communication overhead tolerance, fault tolerance requirements, and the need for centralized governance. A clear understanding of these trade-offs is critical for designing robust and efficient multi-agent communication infrastructures. Agent-based systems utilize several communication patterns to support flexible and efficient interaction. Among the most prevalent are request-response, publish-subscribe, and event-driven models, each suited to different coordination needs. The request-response pattern involves direct synchronous communication between agents. One agent sends a request, and the receiving agent replies with the relevant information or action. This model is ideal for real-time, tightly coupled interactions such as querying sensor data or confirming task execution. In the publish-subscribe model, agents can broadcast messages to multiple subscribers based on topics of interest. This pattern supports asynchronous, one-to-many communication, enhancing scalability, and decoupling sender and receiver roles. It is commonly used in distributed monitoring, alerts, and environmental sensing. Event-driven communication enables agents to respond to specific events or state changes. Agents monitor their environment or data sources and trigger actions when predefined conditions are met. This model promotes reactivity and flexibility, making it highly suitable for dynamic adaptive systems. Understanding these patterns allows developers to design communication flows that align with system goals, ensuring robustness and efficiency in multi-agent environments.